Hi friends, it's Pamela. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me. So as some of you may know, as you've watched my videos, that I love doing slow stitching, and I've had a few email requests to show how I deal with my threads and thread management, if you will, for all the threads that I have, because it gets to be a lot. And I have tried a lot of different things. You have to figure out what works best for you, but I will show you what I do with a lot of my threads. So I have a couple here, and I will take off the little pieces. I save the one that has the number on it. Some people are really picky about always knowing what numbers they are, and since it's slow stitching, I don't feel like, you know, it's not needlepoint. I don't really need to know all the numbers, but I do keep them. If they don't have one, I don't freak out about it. So you take that off and you undo it, and you have got this long piece of thread. And if you notice right here, it's tied. Get a pair of scissors. So what I do is I cut that little piece off, and then you are left with this big long piece, and I cut it in half right here. Okay, now what I've got is basically a yard of thread. I take the piece that has the little number on it, and I twist this, and I feed it back through that little piece of little tube of paper. Okay, and then I fold it in half, but then I leave this on one side or the other. I generally leave it on the left side, but you can put it on whatever side you like. And then I have someone hold it for me, or I put it on something. So I'm just going to wrap it around. I have you can see it. Let me move the camera just really quickly. I have an old clothespin right there, and I'm just going to put it on the clothespin. Let me get the camera back. Sorry, it's kind of crazy. So then what I do is I braid it. So I just divide this one in about equal parts. It doesn't really matter. Let me move the camera closer. There we go. So I divide one side. Usually it's the right side because I'm right-handed. I don't divide this left side, doesn't matter. And then I braid it. And I keep this out, that paper out of the braid. So it takes a minute to, you know, to braid it, but it doesn't have to be perfect because it's just your thread. I go down pretty far. Just so I don't have a lot of tails that will get tangled in each other. Okay, that's probably good. And then I just cut one thread, a couple inches long, and then I tie it around the base of the braid. And I tie a knot, not super tight, but not real loose. You don't want it to fall off. So then we have this. And what I do, these are all my number 8 pearl cotton DMC threads. So I just put them on a ring like that. And I have all my number 8s. And I do this with my other DMC threads. The spools I store differently. I leave them on the spools, but I have a bag that I put them in that has zippered pockets, and so I kind of put those in by color. I can show those in another video if anybody's interested. But then I have all my threads right here. And so when you want a thread, all you have to do is just grab one or two or whatever you need and hold on to this, and just pull, and it kind of gathers it up. You see? You just pull out your thread and you still have the braid, but you've got your thread. And now if you want to cut this piece in half and work with an 18-inch piece, you can, or if you're doing something that requires a lot more, then you can just leave it long in the 36-inch. So that is how I deal with my threads, and it works for me because I can just grab a couple of rings and go sit somewhere, take them outside, whatever wherever I want to stitch, and I've got a lot of colors with me. And so I have probably 7 rings like this size that have my DMC threads on them. But I do have other threads that I get from Sue Spargo and Thread Gatherer and other places, but these are my DMC threads. So that's how I deal with my thread management. I used to have them in the box on the little cards, but it didn't work for me because the cards leave a kink in your thread, and I didn't like that. And then you end up having, a zillion boxes, and this is just one ring, and I can deal with that a lot easier than having a lot of boxes, and it fits into a bag much easier than in a box. So there you go. Let me know what you think. Do you have a better way that you do it, or do you like this idea? Do you think it'll work for you? Let me know. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. I'd love to have you here with me, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.